Of course, there's always shenanigans going on. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome back to my stream, I guess. Hi Peter. Oh, hi Peter. Hi Peter. Hi Chex and everyone. If it's too loud, let me know because I didn't have the time to measure the volume. But VN stands for visual novel, basically. Welcome back to Almond Pie stream. Anyways, I'm super excited. Am I hearing doubles? Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm hearing doubles. I'm so stupid. I was opening my schedule earlier. Okay, so as you guys may know, if you saw my Twitter, I just got a new dual monitor. So I'm trying to like mess around with my dual monitor, but at the same time, it's a little dual monitor. Leave me alone. She's big time. Yeah, it's a gift from Kumo. So again, thank you so much Kumo for the donation. I'm still holding my emergency commissions. If you don't know, just check out my pinned tweet. But we've obviously Selena, we've gotten a good amount. We need 200 right now. We're on 120, so we kind of just need 80 more. So if you're interested, check it out on my Twitter. Anyways, I'm still a little wonky because it's one screen. Like one screen is on my like on the game, and the other screen next door is my model and the OBS, and I'm still trying to get used to it, and it's giving me like I'm here full of energy today. To be fair, I just finished eating as well, and I just finished what you call it? I just finished cleaning up my house. I had to speed run. You ever seen that video where it's like when your mom comes home in under 1 minute, so you're like speed running and the entire house chore? That's me basically. But my mom is like, she's coming home I think in like 2 hours, but I'm worried that in the middle of my stream I'm gonna forget, because after this stream I have another stream next door, which is my Yakuza stream, which I haven't played in 5,000 years and I keep forgetting to. So yeah, I'm just like oh Jesus, like there's so much going on. But anyways, I'm super excited. I'm trying to see how to make my space more comfortable with the dual monitor and everything. She's speaking words per minute. Stop! I don't speak that fast. I also got like new headset, new Bluetooth headphones. I guess they're not really expensive. They're not like expensive or anything. They're like the cheap 50,000 rupiah ones, which is like $4 or $5. But they work nicely. So let's get into the game. So this is a game by Snorkme Studios. Snorkme Studios, one of the team members, I think their name is Han, is a mutual on my next door on my art account, and I saw this like passing by on my TL when I was like resting, and I saw it and looked, oh, this is pretty cute. So let me just try it out when I'm like when I'm on my when I'm on streaming already. And now I'm streaming already, so I might as well, right? The art looks really cute. They've made other games as well, so check out their itch.io. I think I provided the link on my Twitter, so you guys can check that out. But I'll provide it later on. I'll provide it after we finish the streaming as well. They have other games as well, but they usually specialize in VN or visual novels. So this was pretty like from what I've read the story, at least it's pretty much like straightforward. I am here. Hi Kumo. Give a round of clap for Kumo. Thank you Kumo for the dual monitor. But this is pretty straightforward. This is 3 routes for 1 VN, and you're just going to on a spring trip with your coworkers who all happen to be different species. So I think this will be fun. They did say that the approximate gameplay is about 1 hour, but knowing my dumb ass, I think it'll probably extend to more than 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. But let's see, because it's also a visual novel, so I have to read everything, right? But let's see where it goes. And I like the MC. The MC looks really cute. They're just vibing. I don't know everyone's pronouns, so I'll just say we're just all jiving. And if you listen to the music, it's really nice. Okay, let's start. The art's incredible. Also, this is in Indonesian. I don't know if they're all Indonesian, but I know this is an Indonesian. I know it's an Indonesian based or like Indonesian team members. So I'm here to support local games. Okay, I don't know if I can voice act this. Fuck. It's the middle of spring. The moment I step out of the bus and look at the clear blue sky framed with pink blossoms, I take a deep breath of fresh air. This would be my first time in the east region of Otherworld, and the resort we're going to be staying at has one of the most breathtaking views I've ever seen. I've only been living in Central since I got this part-time job at YN Bar and Restaurant, the place where everyone knows where to get a good drink would go. Or at least, that's what Varin Aniki told me. I'm not sure I'm the type who would know something like that, but after working as the bar's errand boy, I can believe it. Aniki was the one who recommended me to the boss, though I wasn't sure why they would actually hire someone like me. Could you please step away from the bus door before enjoying the view? You're holding up the line, sweetie. Yes. Sorry, Miss Sarah. Yikes. What a great start already. The MC is very cute. Awkward person failure. I don't know the pronouns though. Since this is my first time participating in the staff spring trip, I was hoping to make a better impression with my seniors, but I just had to do something so embarrassing from the get-go. They don't really get the chance to do trips like this, if any leisure time at all because of their permanent work, so I don't want to ruin it for them. Miss Sarah simply smiles at my flustered apology before stepping out herself and letting the rest of the staff out of the bus. Now then, although there are not many of us, I'd like to do a head count of all the staff joining on this trip. Oh, let's see the options. I don't know if this is a romance VN. I know it is a VN. They're all so cute. No, I want the guy on the right are the people. 2 people. Let's see. Bara. Mr. Bara, who's busy snacking on a piece of cheddar, lazily lifts up his arm and grins Michu and Miss Sarah. Oh wait, I gotta be realistic with this. Mr. Bara takes, is it Bara or Bara? I don't know. Takes care of the cleaning around the bar. Despite not being tasked with serving responsibilities, his bright and friendly personality still makes him pretty popular with the patrons. Patrons. Mr. Bara seems to have noticed me, looking at him as he was called, widening his grin and turning his raised hand into a wave. Even though I've been working here for a little more than a year, I never got to talk with the other staff much, but even then, Mr. Bara is as friendly with me as he is with the others. If I keep if I keep doing different pronunciations, I'm so sorry. Salma? Are you already going to the cheese we brought for the cookout? We've barely been here for a day, Abil. Oh, what language is that? Or is it made up? I don't know. I recently learned that that word means stupid. That's how much Miss Salma used that term throughout our ride here, along with other not so nice words that I probably should never copy. 10 out of 10 VA, please leave me alone! Miss Salma is the bar's mysterious chef, a wonderful cook with words as sharp as her kitchen knives. With how much she dislikes interacting with others, even the most frequent patrons of the bar may never see her at all. I've only met her once before the start of this trip, but I think she already deeply dislikes me too. What? What are you looking at? Nothing. Sorry, ma'am. Scary. Now, Salma. Let's not drag the innocent into your ire. I'm sure Bara is not so thoughtless as to not replace the ingredients he has stolen by the day we'll be needing them. Isn't that right, Bara dear? And of course, there's Miss Sarah, the bar's beautiful hostess. From what I know, she's basically the boss's right-hand woman. She co-founded the bar too, actually. She's popular for her charming personality, and she's always treated me nicely, though I can't help but think it is always in a professional way. Does he really have to eat the whole damn pack of cheese? I literally plan to cook for half a dozen people. Surely you should have known he alone would count as more than half a dozen people when it comes to cheese. Oh, I'm sorry I don't spend all my waking hours thinking about this idiot eating cheese. Their designs look really good. Hi, Vals. Yeah. Mr. Bara almost gives a sheepish look, but the way he doesn't stop eating the cheddar just makes it even more obvious he's not all that sorry about this. I stand around awkwardly as the three go to bicker with each other. Despite their different personalities, what's happened with me? I suddenly can't read. Despite their different personalities, I could tell that not only are they good colleagues, they're friends. Sometimes I wish I could be a part of that too someday. You've been working there for a year. I feel you'd be already part of it already somehow. Really, I initially took jobs because I wanted to have my own house and maybe build my own farm. Aniki offered to pay the cost, but I want to earn the money myself. But going to the capital of other world all by myself to search for capital, it does get lonely. So maybe I can also search for Akuma? What? What? I mean, yes, Miss Sarah? Welcome back, love. It seemed you were spacing out for a bit there. I'm sorry. Did you need me to do something? No, but I need to inform you that the boss and... How do you pronounce this word? Decum? Will be very busy with other work here. So if you need anything with them, you should come to me. Work? During a spring trip? I glance at the two men who breaks away from the group after briefly discussing something with Mr. Bara and Miss Salma. They nod when they see me looking, but don't come to me themselves before walking to resort first. I love them! They're my favorite! The boss is the founder of the bar as well as its iconic bartender, while Mr. Desum is our handsome waiter. I want them! I don't care! Move, boss! I want Mr. Best. I'm assuming the wine glass dude is Mr. Desum. That's my favorite already. I'm a little disappointed I can't talk with Mr. Desum since we're both fellow demons, but I guess work is work. No! No! That guy has blood as his head. I feel it's either blood. I thought it was a wine glass. I'm not quite sure what the boss is. I don't think anyone knows what he really is. Oh, maybe this is the boss actually. This is the bartender. The one on the right. I'd be too nervous to talk with him, but I wish I could get to know him more anyway. I understand, Miss Sarah. Miss Sarah gives me another smile for my answer, not commenting on the few seconds it took me to collect myself. Well, let's not stand around in front of the resort like this. Go and load your baggage in your room, love. Yes, Miss Sarah. My first ever spring trip with my coworkers at YN. I don't know if YN is supposed to be me inserting like a name or it's purposely named as YN. I'm excited to see what awaits me. And anxious too. Okay, let's save. I'm worried that I did all that and then after that I forget to save and I'm like, fuck. I like the middle girl. The middle girl? Bara? Bara's, if you're talking about the one that's eating cheese, that's a dude. Or a guy, or Mr. I would say. I don't know their pronouns. I take my bag. I think they said he, so yeah, dude, probably. I take my bag, an old brown ragged backpack. A hand-me-down from my Aniki, of course. And now I'm really curious to see what their Aniki looks like. I'm not gonna lie. I never owned a lot of stuff, so I only brought a few spare clothes for the trip. But I see that my seniors have at least a few bags on hand. Maybe I could earn some brownie points if I help them unload their bags from the bus? I wanna help Mr. Desum. Depressed. I'll help Bara. You know what? We're besties now. Mr. Bara, do you? I flinched to a stop when Mr. Bara quickly raises his hand in front of him to stop me. He takes a big gulp to swallow the rest of the cheese he was snacking on before giving me a grin. You should relax. I may be your senior, but there's no actual seniority BS going on here. We're colleagues after all, staff of YN. I'll just go, Also, I like his weight. I don't know if I can see, I'm trying to figure out how to erase, not erase, like how to like, what do you call it, like take away the text box. It has he has a really good like batik pattern down here. I think it's batik, I might be wrong, it might be just like some funky outfit. We're basically buddies. Mr. Bara slaps me on the back. Hello, I know there's a certain way of pronouncing it, so if I'm really sorry if I pronounce it as axolotl, axolotl. Ole, I shall call you Ole. Yes, hello Ole. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Barra slaps me on the back through my confusion, his cheerful laugh echoing through the front parking lot of the resort. Yeah? So what you wanted to say? Huh? Yes, no, I was just wondering if you need any help with carrying your bags to the resort's lobby? Oh, you want to help with my bags? Mr. Barra one-handedly picks up multiple bags with ease, clearly not needing any help, and lifts them up and down experimentally. After a moment of consideration, he hands me a small and fairly light paper bag to carry. Oh, we have our own character. Yeah, that's Akuma. That's our character. I can see that there's only a pair of sports shoes inside, making it the easiest to carry out of all these things. He probably feels bad for us. Thanks, you're a huge help, man. Now let's go put them inside the lobby together. Even when he's carrying away heavier things, he still has the strength to guide me forward, excitedly chatting about the trip and our short walk into the resort's lobby. When we're done putting his things, he actually thanked me so happily before sending me off my way. I'm not even sure if I was really of any help, but that was a very good reaction. So I think what Mr. Barra appreciates most was my offer to help itself, and my company. I should keep this up if I want my workmates to enjoy their spring trip to the fullest, and maybe improve their impression of me in the process. Now I'm wondering, do I want to? Yeah, I do. Guess who? It's you? What? Careful with your charisma, Almond. Don't be like in Once Camp. What do you mean? I'm thinking, do I want to focus on just Mr. Barra, or do I want to like impress everyone with, you know, with my cool riz? I'll see if I can help someone else. Okay, do I go harem? Let's go harem then. Let's help everyone. Once I'm only a few feet behind Miss Salma, her long spiked tail whips and snaps at the ground between us, stopping me on my tracks. I yelp, reflexively jumping back. Miss Salma looks behind from over her shoulder, glaring daggers at me. I don't know how to do the voice. What do you want, shorty? I was just wondering if you need any help with carrying your bags to the resort's lobby. Of course you would, Chex. Of course you would. I know you out of everyone would. I stammered through my words, hands balled and kept protectively in front of my chest. Miss Salma, whom I noticed was checking something inside a leather case bag, promptly closes it while still glaring at me. The click of its lock is deafening in the few seconds of silence between us, before she picks it up herself and keeps it close to her hips. Never, ever touch my stuff if you want to keep your fingers intact. Are we clear? Yes, ma'am. Miss Salma huffs through her snout, then walks towards the lobby herself, sidestepping me. I would only dare to move once she's far enough. Scary. It feels like my knees couldn't support my weight any longer, so I crouched down and buried my head on my knees. That was a bad reaction. Very bad. I really should be more mindful of my actions. I don't want to ruin my senior's precious trip. Let's just see if I can help someone else. What if I click on it twice? I'm kind of curious. Oh, okay. So yeah, it just says like, I've helped them, so I should help someone else. Miss Sarah, ma'am? Just pick one to call me with, sweetie. Or drop it. I don't look that much older to you, do I? Oh, yes. Sorry, Miss Sarah. I'm just wondering if you need any help with carrying your bags to the resort's lobby? Miss Sarah takes a moment to see her 2 bags, already in hand, before nodding her head to a few other bags still in the bus. I'll be fine. But if you want to help, you should take Desmond's and the boss's bags. They're those 2 over there. I dutifully grabbed the bags Miss Sarah pointed out. Now, is that a girl? Yes, that one's a girl. But before I could turn back to her, Miss Sarah has walked into the lobby to have her bag sent to her room. As I finished unloading Mr. Dessum's and the boss's bags to the resort's lobby, Miss Sarah is already busy with the check-ins at the reception desk. That was quite the neutral reaction. I'm glad I could help, but I don't think that really changed her impression of me. Well, I'll see if I can help someone else. I think that's everyone. Oh wait, I forgot that one. At least Mr. Barra was happy with me. If I want to make a better impression with my seniors, I should be mindful of the things they like and their reactions to my actions. I could always just stay out of their way the best that I can, but then our current relationship would stay the same. Distant and professional. My dude, I don't know pronounce. They just want friends. You know what? Maybe I should just go to this. Is it possible? I actually want to. Is there no route? Is there no route? With all the bags taken away, the others say their temporary goodbyes before going to unpack in their own rooms, except for Miss Salma, who doesn't even acknowledge Mr. Barra wishing everyone a good rest. I hoist my bag higher on my back as I head to my own room. Okay, your game, Almond, doing what you want. Phone notification chimes. Okay. I pat myself down to quickly grab my phone inside my pocket to check the notifications, fully knowing that it's probably from Miss Sarah. I've set up a special notification sound for the staff members, so I know if they need anything from me and could immediately do what I'm told. Nikki told me that as a part-timer, I'm only obligated to run errands when I'm on the clock, but maybe they'll recognize my extra effort, right? The message turns out to be from Mr. Barra, informing me that breakfast and dinner come with the room, so I can grab a meal from the dining hall. Yay! A staff dinner! Well, it's just dinner and only some of the staff would probably be there, but still. Since I didn't have a lot of things to unpack, I've been walking around the resort to pass time. I'm pretty sure the dining hall is somewhere around here. Yeah. As I pop my... Okay. As I pop my head inside the dining hall, the first person I recognize is actually Mr. Dessum. As the evening grows late, there are a good number of resort guests coming in and out for their dinner. Mr. Dessum doesn't seem to be here for dinner though. I see him gesture something before the boss comes into view and walks towards a private room area with another group of people. Oh! Oh, is he an angel? Oh no. Before I could come and approach them, a white feathery wing blocked my view. I take a step back in my startle, avoiding collision, and look up to see Mr. Barra smile. Look at her flustered. No! I'm not flustered. You're here, just in time. For what? Well, dinner, of course. I tried to look over his shoulder, but Mr. Dessum was long gone. No! But Mr. Barra, how could you? Please! I want to see my guy! Seemingly noticing my interest, Mr. Barra waves his hand in front of my face to get my attention back to him. Whoops! Are my wings blocking your view? Wait a sec. I had to use them earlier to go to the convenience store to buy cheese's topping for my dinner. The one we packed are already gone. Hey, come eat with me. Sarah's over there as well. He points towards the table where Miss Sarah is already watching us, shaking her head at who I can only assume is Mr. Barra. How are you settling in, Akuma? All good? Oh, yes, Miss Sarah. Then grab something to eat with us. A direct invitation from my coworkers. I rush to get a plate and pile some food before speed walking back to the table. Well, aren't you eager? Did you want to talk about us with something? I can see Mr. Barra's face is already stuffed with fried rice. Fried rice with cheese topping? Fried rice with cheese topping. No, cheese with fried rice topping. I don't think he's going to stop munching anytime soon. So I decided to talk to Miss Sarah first, who seems to be taking her time enjoying dinner. This is East-style fried rice. They call it nasi goreng, I think. Or in English, nasi goreng. I have to write this down. It might be a good inspiration for a menu. Miss Sarah, you are the first staff of YN, yes? You know what? I'm gonna change YN with something else. Because like every time I pronounce YN, it's just you know what? I'll call it almond pie. Yes. I'm actually a restaurant, guys. So you're like the boss's right hand? Yes, you could say that. He jokes and calls me his maid, though. And that officially did become my title for a while. Miss Sarah pauses her eating to giggle. Though it sounds a little forced to me, I couldn't tell for sure since she's holding a hand to hide her smile behind. I'm sure you've seen me and Desam handling our customers plenty of times now. Officially, I am the hostess and head server, but if the boss needs anything, I am usually the first to do it for him. Miss Sarah lists a few things the boss has asked her to take care of, for example, like keeping records of bar tabs or staff scheduling, and handling some specific requests from the patrons. And the patrons. By now, I could tell that the boss is very strict when it comes to hiring permanent staff. So even though my coworkers have their official job titles, I know they usually handle other things, usually not a part of that title. But now I realize Miss Sarah is probably closer to our manager as well. Manager, hostess, and head server, and the co-founder, even if that's not an official title. The boss must really trust her a lot. Speaking of... Wait, hold on. Why is it sticky? Okay. I'm trying to open my drink. You think they would hire me in this company? Because I'm an alien, right? I feel like I could be hired, maybe. Okay. Hold on. Let me drink my drink. Maybe it's not such a good idea to drink Sprite when reading a VN. Miss Sarah, I also have a question that is more personal. Are you and the boss... I couldn't help but blush and duck my head lower, but it seems Miss Sarah immediately caught on what I wanted to ask. Mr. Mar also seems to have abruptly stopped his chewing because of my abrupt question. Of course everyone stops what they're doing. Oh, well, I guess you have been working here long enough to notice that. I'm so sorry if that was inappropriate, I just... Miss Sarah sighs and waves her hand to calm me down. She frowns, maybe in slight embarrassment at the insinuated question, but she still has that kind smile on her face. Yes, the boss and I are like that, but I won't say that we're exactly together. And we know how to keep our professionalism, so don't fear that it'll ever get in the way of our work. I gotta know which one is the boss and which one is Desam, because it's like, if it's the dude that has glass on it, I'll be forever heartbroken and I'm leaving. I don't know which one is which. Hold on. Time to steal boss's girl. Nar! I don't want her! I gotta look it up actually. Hold on. I don't know who the I don't know which one's the boss and which one is the... And which one is the Ine? Which one is Desam? Because like depending on which one is which, this will change my trajectory of the situation. So which one is which? I gotta find it somehow. Okay, I'll find out. There's nothing is telling me, so I'll have to figure it out myself. This is probably the Winehead. Please, I hope it's the Winehead, because I have a crush on him, and if it's him, I'll be very sad. Of course, Miss Sarah. I've just been curious. Are you possibly wondering about my position as his right hand because of that? She is a clearly hard-working woman. No, ma'am. I think you're always so hard can work, and I admire that. She is a girl boss. I'm so sorry. That curiosity indeed came from that line of thought. But I was just thinking that on top of being hostess and head server, you're probably like our manager as well. First TV head, which is Tiki Taka, now wine head. Leave me alone. You're always patient and kind to me. And I always see you take care of things even when the boss doesn't ask you to. It's truly impressive that you're doing so much. If I have my own business, I would put a lot of my trust on someone like you, Miss Sarah. I stop myself before I say too much. I can feel my ears burn as I progressively get more embarrassed for suddenly gushing in front of her. But when I look up to meet Miss Sarah's widened eyes, a few seconds of silence stretch on, like she couldn't stop herself from smiling proudly. Before another word is exchanged, she bursts into laughter. far more genuine than the giggles I heard before, and she doesn't even remember to keep it polite with a hand covering her mouth. She beams so happily when she meets her eyes again. We appreciate women hard at work, okay? Reaching over to squeeze my arm and patting the back of my hand. Oh, Akuma, you were just the sweetest. Thank you for saying so. For some reason, it feels like this is a rare moment where even the charming Miss Sarah couldn't find more words to express herself. So she just keeps her smile and repeats it one more time. Thank you. I blush, a little surprised that she seems so happy from my simple observation. It wasn't simple, bro! You literally gushed out an entire speech about her hard work. I mean, that's a good thing. In front of her. It's not a simple observation. But I smile back just as genuinely. What the heck? The conversation about work becomes much more lighthearted as Miss Sarah is now more open to sharing funny and annoying stories from her years working at Almond. The more I listen, the more I hope that the boss is paying her really well for all the things she has to deal with. She better be paid well. She deserves that respect. After finishing our main meals, Miss Sarah is now fixing her makeup. I wonder what she needs to do after this, that she still has to look perfect. Though I try not to pry. On the other hand, Mr. Vara seems to be sluggish, most likely recovering from all that cheese he ate. Is he not lactose intolerant? I find this a good chance to talk to him. Mr. Barra, so you are in charge of cleaning, right? Yeah, call me the clean guard. I'm the only thing standing between the bar and evil filth. Mr. Barra stands up, albeit with a bit of struggle, to provide that self-claim with the appropriate silly poses. Miss Sarah only shakes her head unknowingly at his antics. Sorry. I see. I'm so sorry, but so what exactly is your job title? Job titles get a little messy when we have as little staffing as we do. As both hostess and head server, Sarah is taking more than one front of house responsibilities. Sama strictly takes on back of house responsibilities, but even then, there's a lot to do at the back that she has been handling by herself. You know, even though she always looks like she's always ready to stab you, she actually doesn't mind doing on-the-fly orders. Oh, you probably haven't gotten to talk with Desum that much, but other than being our server, he's been keeping up with the bosses' barback. Even with our small number, I know firsthand how good we are with handling high turnovers. The art style really is cool. It is. I look him in wide-eyed as he ends up gushing about his coworkers and how everyone is very good at their jobs. Mr. Barra acts silly and jokes around a lot, but it seems he really knows how the play works. If it's VN well, certainly. Okay. I never knew there's so much going on. I need to learn more about the other jobs too. Wait, please wait. Mr. Barra and Miss Sarah look both towards me, a little surprised, but I don't think how I look right now as I fumble to get my phone out and open the notes app. Mr. Barra, you... Oh my god, I love the MC. They're so... I don't know how to... Bro is just starting to learn. I actually used to have a... Now that I remember, oh god, the way that I said, you know, I used to have an intern. That makes it feel like I'm really old. I'm not old, I swear. But like, I used to have an intern that was who was a very sweet person who was also like this. Before I resigned from my job. Unfortunately, I never went on a corporate trip. Can you tell me more about... I can feel my voice get quieter as I timidly ask, realizing that it's probably not the right time to make such a request when he was clearly just having a fun talk. But when I brave myself to meet Mr. Barra's eyes again, I find that he's grinning. He laughs and slaps my shoulder excitedly. Sorry. I forgot that you haven't worked for that long. I must have made no sense to you at all. It's okay, Mr. Barra. If anything, I'm sorry I don't know much yet. I've always admired how observant you are, Mr. Barra. You may joke around a lot, but you really understand how Almond works. You respect your coworkers and their responsibilities just as much as your own. Miss Sarah smiles into her drink, as if agreeing with my opinion, but keeps furthering compliments to herself. Mr. Bara pats his own shoulder proudly in mock arrogance, but his eyes are bright with appreciation for what I've expressed. Ah, shucks, man. I just don't really ever shut up, you know? But yeah, I would be happy to help you understand more about this. I'm sure you'll be more at ease once you know how things work. Teach you the ropes, as they say. From today onwards, your junior guardian, my protege. I will even let you call me senpai. Alright, reel it back before you scare the boy out of working with us again. Right. For the rest of the conversation, Mr. Bara and Miss Sarah gives me simple explanations, patiently letting me note them into my phone as we continue to eat our dinner. I won't be able to understand everything in one night, but it feels less scary once I get a better picture about what the other staff and I do. For the rest of dinner, I listen to my coworkers talk about the most mundane stuff every day. Things. I try my best to always listen, but I couldn't really take in any of the discussions. I could see from the corner of my eyes that Mr. Dessam had tried to quietly give chase to someone, but somehow, when I tried to directly look, I've lost him once again. I never saw the boss or Mr. Dessam after. I'm quite sad with the irony of us eating at an eatery together but have never actually eaten together. Maybe one day. As the clock turns 10, Miss Sarah insists that it's gotten late now and I should head back to my room to rest. I quietly thank them for inviting me to dinner before heading back by myself. Oh. Hello? I woke up pretty early. No, really early. Ugh. Huh? It's an interesting nostalgic feeling, being woken up by a morning crow of a rooster in the distance. I wonder if it's because there are no mornings nor afternoons in Central. It's almost always night. I guess old habits die hard. Back then, it was required for farmers to be up and at 'em around this hour, sometimes even earlier. I smile at the memory. It wasn't always bad back then. Rather than staying in bed like a rotten vegetable, I decide to get up and take a step outside. Something about this region feels familiar to me. As I head to the lobby, I notice that Mr. Barra is already there and is stretching? I debate whether or not I should approach him, but he seems to notice my presence and calls out to me. I jump a little on that. From where he is standing, he shouldn't have been able to see me. I make my way towards him, offering him a friendly greeting. Good morning. Oh, wait, but I just realized the reason why he's called Akuma is probably because he's like, I guess this takes place kind of in the real world. He is actually Japanese, but he's in like a new country now, so he's like, so Akuma's like kind of adjusting to the, what it called? To the new place. I just realized that I'm so slow. I thought it was kind of like a fictional area, but I think now it kind of like confirms it. Wow, what a way to start a day. I sure hope I won't spend the rest of the day choosing wrong words. Hey, morning Akuma. Woke up early as well, didn't you? Yeah. I used to wake up around this hour. The eastern environment kind of returned my old habits, I suppose. Habits? I used to work on a farm. I had to wake up early. So like a rural area. Mr. Barra smiles at that. He doesn't inquire further, which I'm glad he did. That's a good habit to have. Speaking of which, remember when I said that I'll teach you the ropes? Let's do it right here and now. There's a hill right behind this resort. Pretty beautiful one at that. I was just about to go and take a hike. Why don't you join me? The interest on my face must be obvious, because he grins seeing my expression. Seeing the sights in the capital of East Cambia? I remember Aniki telling me that I can't miss the sunrise. I have to jump on this opportunity. This'll let me be more familiar with Mr. Barra too. Ah, just wondering. You're gonna fly, right, Mr. Barra? Why don't you just use your wings? Because I need to train my muscles in order to do my heavy duty at Almond's Clean Guardian. He strikes his unique poses again, exactly how he did last night. Right, of course. So, shall we embark on this adventure, my dear junior? Yes, I would like to. Please count me in. Yippee! They're going on a lovely hangout event. This is a hangout event. We haven't walked far, but the scenery is breathtaking. The sun hasn't fully risen yet, peeking behind the hills and the trees. I find myself in awe of the blossom trees. I saw them yesterday already, but walking through them is a completely different experience. I must have stared at them a bit too long because I can hear Mr. Bara calling my name. Akuma, you alright? The hike's getting too tough for you? No, I'm fine. I just really like the trees. They're beautiful. Aren't they? You know, there's actually a spot on this hill where the view is even more beautiful. The trees are bigger too. My ears perk up on that. An even better view? The path is a bit difficult to go through, but with my help, we'll get there in no time. Just follow my lead, okay? Okay. Mr. Barr wasn't kidding when he said the path was difficult. Instead of the paved road we were previously using, this one is more jagged and rocky. I hope my shoes survive. Mr. Barr seems to be walking around them with ease though, hopping between the sharper rocks. He looks like he's floating sometimes. I guess like when you're used, when you use like, when you have wings, when you're landing and stuff, I guess he has like one of those, I don't know if he's a specific, like he's supposed to be a bird, like half bird, or a tengu, or angel, or, I don't know which species it is, but I guess if you're some sort of avian species, you kind of have the avian features where it's like, they can kind of, they are used to, I don't know what the grammar sentence is, but they're used to, landing on jagged rocks and everything. He looks back at a few times to check on me, sometimes stopping a few times so I can keep up. We've come across a particularly rough-looking path, some of the ground sunken in. I'm nervous about crossing it, but Mr. Barra seems not too worried. He walks through it with ease and motions me to follow him. Almost there. Just be extra careful around this bit, alright? We gotta follow Mr. Barra. Yeah. I won't lie, I'm a bit scared, but Mr. Barra has been nothing but really kind to me, so I assured myself that the path he took is safe. I took extra steps, minding the rocks and the piling leaves and petals. It wasn't too long until I reached Mr. Barra's position. He grins at me. See, it wasn't so bad, right? Yeah, you're really good at this, Mr. Barra. Ah, shucks, this is nothing. I think he's smiling a bit wider on that. After that, the rest of the hike was a breeze. We eventually reached the spot that Mr. Barra was talking about. He was right. Oh, this is... I was thinking that it'd be probably like a... what do you call it? A scene. Cutscene. This spot is even more beautiful. You can clearly see the light of the sun pour into the distant, colorful scenery of East Spring. I briefly see Mr. Barra sifting on a particular spot, but I decide not to bother him and really take in the sights, committing it to memory. The two of us stayed there for a good while, until more people are coming to the spot. As we descend downhill, we often bump into these friendly native animals of East, already busy on their day. Squirrels, birds, monkeys, but unlike the usual ones, they tend to be on the greenish shade, with leaves or flowers growing from their bodies. Oh, that's a nice visual. This morning hike was really fun. I'm glad that I was willing to put my trust into Mr. Barra. I can't wait to tell Aniki about this. I hope I took enough pictures to show him. Is this gonna be a plot where it's like, it turns out that Aniki is not here anymore and showing to the grave and I'll be very sad? I hope not. I hope Aniki is doing well. Maybe, Aniki is he's just out there exploring the world. Or at home in the village because he has to be like, he got his duties. After the hike, I find myself idling in my room. What should I do now? We won't have any planned group activities until tomorrow. I'm still not familiar with East at all. The hike with Sabara was probably just a small part of the whole experience, I think. I don't have a map application on my phone, Let's check this comprehensive tourist map they've given me. Okay. Where are we going? As I walk outside, I open the folded map, struggling to spread it out because of how big it turned to be. Okay. There's a lot. Let's see. A cat park. That's cute. Okay. No, what? No. So we can guess. From here. Catharia Park. I'd love to see some East cats. But do I really want to spend my afternoon alone? While I'm lost in my own thoughts on what to do and where to go, I hear a familiar voice behind me. Aku! It's Miss Sarah. She walks over and gives me a squeeze on my shoulders. I feel myself blush on close contact. Planning to explore? Yeah. I don't have anything to do, so I thought about exploring more of Cambia. Well, you're just in luck. There's a festival in town and I'm just about to go there. Why don't you join with me? Really? Festivals I'm familiar with. When I was younger, I remember seeing them from a distance. I was told to never go near one because there were too many people, even though my eyes always sparkled when I look at one. Interested? I can see it in your pretty eyes. Miss Sarah's comment made me stop my thoughts. I didn't realize my eyes sparkle, even now. Sorry, just some old memories. I've always wanted to go to festivals. Really? Then would you first time be with me? Ma'am? I find that a small pause a bit strange, but it didn't bother me, so I chose to ignore it. Yes, I would like to go with you, Miss Sarah. Then it's decided. Miss Sarah grabs my arm and starts to drag me away. I yelp, trying to match her pace. She walks so fast, and in those heels? Trust me, experience-wise, I walk much faster in heels for some reason. Miss Sarah wasn't kidding when she said it was near. Why didn't I notice this earlier? It is just as I remembered, but it feels so different being in it. I almost feel myself getting lost in the atmosphere. Stalls after stalls, all selling different kinds of things. Food, trinkets, even clothing items? I don't have much money with me, but I do want to buy something. A souvenir for Aniki, maybe? I don't know what he likes, though. Alcoholic drinks? Maybe? Before I question why I need money at all to make the people I love happy, Miss Sarah stops her tracks on a particular stall. It's a stall selling handmade glass items. I see cups of varying shapes and sizes. Hello, I'd like to get my order, please. The stall owner looks at me, raising their eyebrows. Miss Sarah steps in front of me, slightly, and smiles. They shrug their shoulders in an motion and walks away from the stall? I suppose whatever Miss Sarah ordered isn't on display. Oh, I didn't know you could order ahead of time for this kind of pop-up stalls. Miss Sarah snaps her head towards me, a motion so quick it scared me a bit. I flinched back slightly, shrinking from her gaze. Miss Sarah is beautiful, but also very intimidating sometimes. She stares at me, before settling for another smile. Oh, this isn't the first time I've bought from this owner. We even know each other. He makes the wine glasses we used back in Almond. The boss asked me to pick up a new batch since we're going to East anyway. Oh, that makes sense. Though, do we break so many glasses that they need to get new ones? And from East of all places? For a region known for its fantasy forests, as it was said in my maps, having glass as a commodity is... I'd get it if there were wooden glasses, but... Well, I guess this isn't something an errand boy would know. Running a bar must be really hard. This is supposed to be a vacation and yet I'm somehow still running his errands. Miss Sarah grumbles in annoyance, but quickly changes her tune when she remembers that I'm here. Did she not mean for me to hear that? Anyways, I hope you don't mind waiting, love. It won't take too long. Okay. It's okay, Miss Sarah. I'm not sure what to do anyways. Miss Sarah makes small talk with me, though we're quickly interrupted by someone. I'm not sure, but based on their greenish skin and the flowers growing from their chin, they might be an East local. A huge one. Hey there, cutie. Can't help but notice you from a mile away. Aren't you that beauty serving at that famous bar in Central? Suddenly, like a switch, Miss Sarah goes from a default smiley face to an ecstatic flirtatious expression. I don't often catch her during work, but I do recognize this behavior. I see her like this to patrons of Almond. My, even East I'm recognized? I'm flattered. You must come to our bar very often. Every weekend, because you sing on Saturday nights, right? I can't forget the way your voice penetrates my ears and how you hold that standing mic. I'm glad you enjoyed my performance. I'll perform if it means you and your friends will come to our bar more often. Oh, you'll do that to me? Oh, to think such a beautiful lady will be exclusively delighting me. Both Miss Sarah and the stranger fall into this rhythm of flirting, throwing a sly comment here and there. The stranger acts like I'm not there. Oh my god, I'm invisible. Alright, I get it. I look at Miss Sarah and I notice that she seems strained? Force is the right word. She looks like she's forcing everything she says. Now I can't help but notice that the stranger is inching closer and closer to Miss Sarah. Should I do something? We should step in. I might be the least intimidating person in this festival, but I have to try. We have to protect Miss Sarah. Excuse me, can you leave her alone? That stranger spares a quick glance before going to Miss Sarah, intent on ignoring me. I can hear Niki's voice in my mind. It's probably scary to stand up for yourself after what you've been through, let alone for others. I don't blame you for that, but try anyways. You're stronger than you think. I focus up and raise my voice a little. Excuse me, please leave Miss Sarah alone. This prompted both the stranger and Miss Sarah to turn around to face me. Miss Sarah looks surprised while the stranger looks annoyed. What? Are you a boy toy or something? Boy toy? I wasn't expecting the term boy toy to be in this game. No, but still, you made her uncomfortable. And frankly, I don't think she likes you that much either. Why did I say that? No, why did you say that? The stranger, who looks very annoyed now, tries to get closer to me, but they're stopped by a pink hand with red nail polish gripping their arm tightly. I think we're done here, don't you agree? The stranger looks at me and back to Miss Sarah before shaking off her grip and walking away, muttering something in a language I'm not familiar with. Dir elah, rese amat bocah. I doubt they're saying anything positive. Fuck out of here, man! I hope Miss Sarah is okay. I let the breath I didn't know. I'm sorry. This is so niche, but if you've read like a lot of YA or young adult novels, this one particular sentence always shows up in like young adult like novels. It's so funny. I let out the breath that I didn't know I was holding. Like that one specific sentence always shows up for some reason or another. And I hear Miss Sarah laughing beside me. She looked very amused, but I feel there's warmth in her gaze. My knight in shiny armor, even though you were shaking in your boots. It's a figure of speech, but I might as well be. Though, why did you do that? Huh? Well, when you talk to the person, it reminded me of when you worked, I don't see you that often, but the times I do, it always left a big impression. You looked really uncomfortable. I thought I could try to get them to leave so you wouldn't, work overtime? Miss Sarah giggles at that. I let out a small laugh too. I guess that's one way to word it. The stall owner eventually comes back with Miss Sarah's order, and she insists that she carries it, even though it looks so heavy. As we make our way through the rest of the stalls, Miss Sarah tells me that I should probably get a book about the occult and hauntings around the East for your Scotch uncle. I want to ask her how she knows I wanted to buy something for Aniki, and how she knows his very specific interest, but she beats me to it, saying that she once caught him with a book of that nature when he was drinking at the bar. It looked really tacky too. Don't know why he reads it, but he seems to enjoy it. I love when people read books in our bar. They're not nosy, and most importantly, they will spend a lot of time there. Anyways, I'm sure we'll find a stall soon. As a region with plant people, everyone here seems to hate wasting paper. I heard that pre-loved or vintage books they sell here can be hundreds to thousands of years old, preserved using magic. Eh? Shortly after, we managed to find a stall selling old vintage books. The owner is an old lady with wood grains as the wrinkles on her skin. One book fits the description Miss Sierra gave me, and I was about to pay. The lady flicks my hand with her branchy fingers. I, I no sell. You can take. Really? Where I from, we no sell buy. No money. Everyone is community. Give each other. I open stall here so people can start learn. Oh, but I don't have anything I can give you back right now except money. No money! It's okay. You learn that enough for me now. I promise to learn more then. May I know about your Nita people of Ella? I'll I'll look it up later. Thank you so much. To Terima kasih? Terima kasih is language. Our language, Epanggawang. Epanggawang. I'll make sure to come again. We leave the stall with a pleasant culture shock. I didn't expect to learn about the culture of East, but I didn't expect to learn the cultures of East. Whoa, a society without money? I never thought that was possible. In a perfect world, love. Thank you for recommending me to get this, Miss Sarah. Now I can use the spare money to help pay my rent back in Central. Good for you, isn't it? You got an interesting souvenir for your Aniki. Besides, if you bought him Eastern alcohol, he might get addicted to it and come to our bar less. It's not good for business. I noticed that the bar seems to be on Miss Sarah's mind all the time, that she likes to incorporate it in her social interactions. Just like earlier when the guy approached her, she also promoted and invited him to the bar. It's like programmed in her mind, and while I admire her businesswoman spirit, in your thoughts again, Aku-chan? Let's go back. Yeah, sorry. Wait, Aku-chan? Oh, I used that correctly, right? Well, it is correct, but... And you're okay with it, right? Aku-chan? Well, I am, but... Then it's settled. Miss Sarah grabs my arm and starts to drive me away. Again. She walks in a similar pace to mine? We walk back to the forest as we chat. I return. So we've gone for Sarah after all. No. This is like, it's like automatic, I think. So after Bara, we met Sarah. So now we just finished Sarah's moment, and then I think we're going to another person. We go to Salma, I guess, after this. As we chat and appreciate the now orange sky. I'm so glad this trip went great. Okay. Let's save. Save! Okay. I can't sleep, even though I feel tired. So Dessa was actually the winehead? I think it's the winehead. What should I do? I flip-flop around my bed, closing my eyes. But no matter what, I can't get my mind to sleep. Usually, people use their phones when they can't sleep. But I also only have a simple flip phone that only does calls and simple text messages. At least I can use this as a convenient time checker. 23:47 p.m. Well, it's either 23:47 or it's 11:47 p.m. I feel, because it's like 23:47 p.m. doesn't make sense. Because it's like the reason why we use p.m. or a.m. is like it's supposed to be for singular, like up to 12, right? So, but I don't know if it's like an in-world thing or it's just like something they didn't catch. It's almost midnight. You're either gonna say 23:47 or you're gonna say 11:47 p.m. Sleep still hasn't hit me yet. The morning of East might have woken me up early today, but I guess my time is still more used to the endless night of Central. Hence the practical endless, either dev type or game thing. Yeah, it's either or. Not sure if it's on purpose or it's like it's type of thing. Hence the practical endless night shifts of Almond. I decided to get up. Clearly I had some energy to burn. I need to do errands. No, you're not in Almanaku. You need to enjoy your trip. Recalling the hike I went with Mr. Bara, I remember seeing lamps near the paved road before we went off course. So it's probably fine to take a stroll there, right? We're gonna meet Salma playing a musical instrument or something? I don't know. I feel like cursing my past self now. I somehow got completely lost. Hold on. My throat hurting. Okay. I hear a startling noise or two. And now I'm in the middle of nowhere. The only source of light that I have is from my phone. Why is it a horror song? What? Why is it thriller? I can hear it. Take some ferment and go to Almond. It's not exactly the best in a dense forest. It can only illuminate so much. There's BGM? Yeah, it's like, it's very gentle. Hold on. Maybe I can make it louder. Can you hear it? Like, it's so intense. For no reason. Why is there flies? Despite my different eyes, they don't exactly give me night vision. Just that I can see farther away. What can I do? I can't even see the lamps anymore. What if I get even more lost? I can feel panics kicking in. My stomach twisting into knots. Am I really going to have to sleep outside? Like before? All this time I just heard white noise. Please! Suddenly I hear groaning nearby, which snapped me out of my thoughts. Oh no, it's a bear. It sounds familiar, maybe. Carefully, I walk around the sound. Towards the sound. Worst comes worst, that part of me might kick in and save me from whatever is lurking in the darkness. I hope it doesn't come down to that. Thankfully, it doesn't. But what I found isn't better either. It's Miss Sama sitting down on the ground, leaning against a tree. The light from my phone doesn't cover all of her, but I see it. Blood. It pools around her stomach area, which she's clutching with her arm. The familiar metal smell sickens me instantly, making me cover my nose and mouth. Something awful stirs in me. Miss Salma? Kid, you're not supposed to be here. Despite her wounds, she tries to stand up and walk away. What? What? However, she doesn't get far and falls down to the ground again. Just walk away, part-timer. This isn't your business. See, Salma, I would, if not for the fact that I'm lost at the moment. What is going on? I remember Mr. Barnes and Sarah doing something out of the ordinary, but I didn't think much of it. But this is beyond ordinary. My head is spinning, and the darkness is helping. What should I do? I gulp. I want to know what happened, but if Miss Salma doesn't want to talk about it, then I won't. There's more pressing matters for both of us. Miss Salma, at the very least, I just want to make sure you're okay. Miss Salma gives a look. I take a deep breath and press on. If there are things I shouldn't know, then I won't. Won't you at least let me see your wounds? Miss Salma is silent for a moment before sighing deeply. She readjusts her position to a more relaxed one. I'm fine, kid. My kind can regenerate ourselves. Hurts, but nothing to worry about. Oh, what were you doing in this part of the woods anyways? Did you get lost? I nod. I thank the stars above that it's dark, or should I might have seen my cheeks turn blue? Or maybe she does. I can't really see her without any light source. Great. Now I'm mortified. Like Miss Sama says, I watch as her wound slowly close itself. It's morbidly fascinating. Almost. Though it seems that I think she's like part Komodo, but I'm not sure. It seems that it doesn't dull the pain immediately, so I opt to sit right next to her until she's well enough. Miss Sama watches me with curious eyes. You're gonna stay here? Until you get better at least. It'd bother me if you got hurt again, or something came when you're alone. She snorts at that, giving me a half smile. Yeah? And what will you do, kid? I'll scream? Psh, that'll be up to me then. She says that, but there's no bite to it. It almost sounds like she's amused. Eventually, Miss Salma gets up abruptly, to which I try to follow, though not without almost dropping my phone. She glances left and right, trying to find something, but when she doesn't, she looks at me. She's already taller compared to me, but I feel even smaller in her gaze. Your phone. What time is it? It's 1 AM. That late? Come on, Kuma. It's getting late, and I'm not about to let you wander around by yourself. Huh? Did she call me? Well, are you coming? Oh, sorry. I'll go back with you. Ah, she called him his name. Miss Salma silently. I mean, he's been there for a year, though. At least she'd know his name, right? Miss Salma silently leads me through the dense trees like it's second nature to her. It was wasn't long until we came back to the main road and back to the resort. Get some rest and don't go out during the night again. Okay. I felt like a child, but honestly, among the staff, I might as well be. I haven't exactly done a great job disproving it, if tonight is anything to go by. I watch as Miss Salma walks towards her room, her wound fully healed. She's not as intimidating as I thought she was. But she isn't berating me or others, at least. I quickly head back to my own room, fully tired at this point, but satisfied. I might be able to sleep now. Not us getting lost. Oh! Get up, shorty. The sound of my door practically being kicked down startles me right off of my bed. I try to blink away the blurriness from my eyes, and my heart hammering so hard that I can barely recognize the words of the person in front of me. It's almost noon. Are you just gonna sleep in all day? Is that Miss Salma? She's the one that's waking me up right now? I'm sorry, Miss Salma. I went to sleep too late last night, so I tried to stand up as quickly as I can, afraid that I've done something wrong to have her come to me directly. My legs still feel like jelly. I know. That's my bad. That's why I let you sleep in longer. Huh? Pardon? Before I know what's going on, she put two hands under my arm and effortlessly picks me up from the floor before plopping me back to my bed. This time, I blink to process what she just did. But it's almost noon and we don't have that much time left on this trip. So you'd hate to only waste a day sleeping. So you woke me up because... This is Miss Salma we're talking about, right? Oh, her name is Salma because it's short for salamander. I'm so stupid. I don't know if that's on purpose or it's like an accident, but I guess that makes sense. Ugh. It just occurred to me, I'm stupid. I brave myself to look up at Miss Salma. But instead, she's the one that looks away as she huffs and scratches the back of her neck. Don't overwork your tiny little brain about it. Like I said, it's my bad. You stayed up late because of what happened to me last night, right? I don't want to settle with that. So get up and come with me to the festival. I'll show you where to get the good stuff. If it's Komodo, it'll Komdo. Miss Mary Komdo. Salma turns and walks back out of the door, her tail flicking the side of the door, almost closing it. I'm still at the edge of my bed, blinking confusedly. Did Miss Salma just invite me to hang out? I nearly jump as my door is pushed open once more, though not as loud as before. This time, Miss Salma just peeks her head in, glaring at me. Look, you don't have to be that scared of me, alright? Barra is coming too, so if you don't want to hang out with me, you can just hang out with him after I get you those snacks. Move it. Wow. You know what? She's actually really nice, so... She closes the door this time. This sounds startling me and making me rush to dress properly and hurry out of my room. It doesn't seem like she's angry with me right now, but she definitely will be if I don't meet her soon. My dude's just chillin'. He's just living life. As the three of us head toward the festival, Miss Salma stoically ignores all the sellers hollering at her to check their wares, not even giving them a single glance. She walks in silence, way ahead of us, her longer strides taking us further way faster than when I was here with Miss Sarah. It's a good thing that she's so tall and easy to find. I do have a feeling that she'll easily disappear in this crowd if she really wanted to, though. I wonder if they have like some cheesy snacks. I don't know if East is that big on putting cheese into their cuisine, though. Mr. Barra doesn't seem to mind her pace at all, happy to follow behind her as he continues to chat with me while I'm starting to lose breath. I like those green flat cakes that look like plates. What's it called? Kue apa? Api? Apa? Kue apa? As I nod and listen to Mr. Barra, he suddenly stops walking. Before I stop and ask myself, I bump into Miss Salma's hardback and almost fall over. Watch it. Sorry. My nose immediately picks up on the smell of freshly fried fruit all around us. As Miss Salma turns to face us, she's already holding plates of delicious looking snacks. Did she buy gorengan? Well, take it. I'm a little flustered when she offers me a plate first, her hands surprisingly gentle and careful when she hands it to me. You really didn't have to. Just shut up and take it, Akuma. We're even now. I could swear that the corners of her mouth just turned into a smile for me, but I didn't get to give her one back before she's already handing Mr. Barra's share. Miss Sama turns and continues to lead our walk, keeping her share of the snacks inside a carryable container instead of eating it on the spot like Mr. Barra. Oh, it's I forgot the name. Shit! Apa sih nama kue ini? Aku lupa tiba-tiba anjir. Okay, I mean, they'll probably explain it. I inspect the food in my hand, plated with biodegradable plates meant to be safely thrown away at once. The snacks are round with an appetizing golden color, still warm. I loved kue onde, ya Allah. It's really good, and I like kue onde. I know it's probably named something else in other places, but I call it kue onde. They're called onde onde. Okay, close enough. Onde onde. They're really good. I really like them. They're fried glutinous rice flour coated in sesame seeds. God on. I wasn't expecting Miss Sama to acknowledge us for the rest of their time here, but it seemed she caught me inspecting the snack and couldn't help explaining it. That's a cook for you. Where I'm from, they're called jandui. Oh, so I'm assuming he's Chinese, maybe? It might be pronounced jandui, but it might be pronounced differently. I don't know how to... You should try one before it cools down too much. There's gotta be molen. They got tasty stuff inside. I nod and quickly take a bite, but I was not prepared for how tasty it would be. I had to stop walking for a few seconds to really savor my first bite. Seeing me, Miss Salma makes a turn and leads us to a corner between the stalls and towering blossom trees, where simple wooden benches placed. Sit. Don't walk and eat at the same time. Mr. Barra and I obediently plopped our butts down, our mouths too full with onde onde to verbally answer her. Miss Salma gives us an amused look, but opts to lean against a nearby tree instead of joining us. These days, they've started to put cheese and chocolate inside, but they're traditionally filled with soft mung bean paste. It's usually lotus seed or red bean paste for me. Miss Sama rolls her eyes at Mr. Barra's introduction. It's not anger, but it's something about the way he keeps adding info on top of hers ticks her a little. I know you think jandui is a traditional southwest dish too, but what we're eating is Isis onde onde. Analyzing from that cultural spread, any idiot would know it makes more sense that they share this dish with the northeast, not southwest. You take that back. You can find jandui being sold on every street of southwest. My eyes go back and forth. Wait, I am so curious now. What does jandui? Where is it from? It must be from somewhere, right? Yeah, it's Chinese. So I might Hong Kong to be exact. Chang'an. Okay. So I'm not wrong. It's quite similar in the way, just like different filling, I guess. Okay, more you know. Wait, so Mr. Barra is from Southwest. So Southwest is, wait, hold on. So Central is Indonesia. Southwest is Chinese, I think. And West? No. Yeah. I don't know where West is yet. I'm trying to like in it down. Like try to calculate it down. And then we're from East, right? I think. We're at least whatever the equivalent is Japan is. Okay. I do wonder what prompted her decision to do so, especially with some people viewed the Westerners after the war. Oh, so she's Western. Okay. I know there are other winged races there, but Southwestern civilization is mainly underground, and I thought you'd be on my side. We're practically neighbors. I'm not siding with anyone on that weird cultural dispute. I really don't care enough to argue with you. Okay, so from what I was learned from Aniki and the book side, Southwest and Northeast have always been on the same side, especially since they and Central were the first to negotiate the peace treaty. I don't remember much of my history or geographical like knowledge, but I guess that she is probably from Korea. I might be wrong, because I know Akuma is at least from Japan, because he they kept like putting in like loan words, Japanese words. Bara is from China. Central, like right now, Central is Indonesia. And then I guess Salma is maybe from Korea, but I might be wrong. I don't know where Sarah is from, but the others. Though lately there have been cultural clashes that stir disagreements among the people. It seems both regions are fine with sharing cultures with anyone but each other. Akuma, you agree with me, right? What? Oh, sorry? You believe me that Janwei are from Southwest, right? Oh boy. I don't see, oh, you know what? We are peaceful. I don't see why both couldn't have, like... I don't see why the snack could have originated from both regions. Northwest and Southwest have shared similar cultures for centuries. This is probably another one of them, right? I think Miss Sama is only saying that since Northeast and East are right next to each other, there are more chances for their cultures to assimilate. Yes! Lord Almighty! That's what I've been saying, you idiot! Thank you, Akuma! Her sudden her sudden agreement startles me, but I think the way she called my name instead of the usual kid or shorty might have flustered me more. After a few seconds of letting Miss Sama's annoyance grow, Mr. Bara finally grins and gives me a satisfied look. You know what? You make a very good point, Akuma. I can agree with that. Mr. Bara slaps my back and laughs so Miss Salma rolls her eyes and throws her hands up in defeat. After that, Mr. Bara let me enjoy the rest of my onde onde without asking any more culturally charged questions. I'm getting thirsty. Why didn't we buy any drinks before sitting down? You want a drink, Aku? Great. I'll get 2 more then. Before I can answer him, Mr. Bara gets up and skips away from the wooden bench we're sitting on. With the onde onde all gone, my hands feel a little too empty. I'm a little unsure what to do with myself, and I think it'd be disrespectful to start playing with my phone when Miss Salma is still here. I dare try to look at the tall drab, and my heart nearly pops out of my chest when I realize that she's been glaring at me too. She adjusts her position to sit closer to me, is that I'm starting to overthink the bad thing she's about to do to me. Kid? Yes, ma'am? I don't think I'll have to say this, but you at least understand as much, right? About what, ma'am? About last night? I can feel cold sweat running down my back as I hear that. Her stare scares me, but I don't dare to look away from her. Never speak of it again. Not to me, not to anyone. And if you do, I will know. Miss Salma finally looks away from me, looking towards the crowd of the festival. She mutters something that I almost can't hear. You're safe for not getting involved in that side of our business. What? I wish they could trust me more. I wish they could trust me more. I know that something is going on. Not him! Suddenly saying that! You goof! Now, there goes the cultural feud argument, indeed. Miss Salma glares me down, but before she can say anything back, I continue what I need to say. I'm not asking you to spill everything. I know you're probably contracted not to do, or something like that. And don't worry, I haven't figured out what the other staff are actually doing here. Maybe a secret job, maybe a real spring trip, maybe both. I don't know. But either way, I don't think the staff are bad people. I don't think that you're a bad person, Miss Alma. So I want to trust you and the others. I just wish to be one day to be trusted too. I dare myself to look up and meet Miss Salma's eyes, and what I see is an odd expression I never thought I'd see her make, especially directed towards me. Her frown has deepened, but instead of anger, it's a sad, touched look. Like, almost for once, she can't help but drop her rough and stoic exterior. Kid, you don't... Miss Salma closes her eyes and rubs them, pressing the palm of her hands over them. She sighs and she sounds so worried, so tired. You don't want to get into that side of the job, kid. You shouldn't. I know that you're breaking your back to save money using your part-time wage so that you can afford a peaceful life. No matter how many jobs you take, no matter how much money you make, you're never gonna get that if you're that close to us. Yet here you are anyway. I let her words sink in, fidgeting and pulling at the end of my sweater as we both stay in complete silence. Thinking back these past few days, I realize that it's probably a public secret that YN isn't just a bar and restaurant to get good drinks. The patrons aren't actually there because they're hungry for food or thirsty for drinks. Simply not the staff to know what exactly they want to have come to YN. Is that why you've been against employing me to YN from the start? Miss Sama drops her hands and gives me a rueful smile, showing off her sharp teeth, which somehow only makes the expression more pained. As if I'm that nice kid. For the first time, I feel like I understand a little how the others must feel when they dare to bicker with someone as scary as Miss Sama. Those last few words had no bite, and I'm starting to think that maybe she is that nice. Go back when you're bored. Miss Sama turns and starts walking away, waving over her shoulder without looking back, though I answer her with a little wave myself. It doesn't feel so bad to be sitting alone on this wooden bench, I think. What is taking forever for Bara to get the drinks? Jesus Christ! It took so long! After some time, Mr. Bara comes back holding more than just a couple of drinks of hand. The man is now carrying at least 5 more snacks on hand. Did Sama leave already? See, I knew she'd just leave like that. At least you're still here, I guess. Here, have this as a reward for your patience. I take a few new snacks from him as the two of us continue to walk through the festival. I don't see Miss Sama again, even after Mr. Abara and I arrive back at the resort. I'm nowhere near figuring out why YN is actually here for. I can't even imagine what the boss, or Mr. Desam, or maybe even Miss Sarah are doing right now. But I feel like letting me come to this spring trip at all is their way of gauging how much they can trust me with the real job behind the bar and the restaurant work. I wonder what they'll think of me by the end of this trip. Okay, we gotta save. Okay. It's nearly nighttime as I'm walking around the resort by myself. I slurped the last of the sweet drink Mr. Barrow got me from the festival before throwing away the cup into a trash can. I think it's called Eschenro. I've never been consumed with so much rice flour dishes before, but those pandan jellies paired with coconut milk were really good. I want Eschenro now, fuck. My favorite is still the onde Miss Sama got us though, in spite of the cultural arguments that Mr. Barra brought with it. I can't help but smile and chuckle to myself. Give me chendol. I want chendol as well. But smile and chuckle to myself at the memory. I find myself skipping slightly as I continue to walk around the resort. Suddenly, my phone rings over a notification. It's Miss Salma? Wow! My first ever text ever from Miss Salma. Nice! We got a text from Rab Lady. I waste no time checking it as a few more messages come in. Sarah told us to prepare for tomorrow's picnic. She'll join later. Meet me at the dining hall. Don't take your time getting here. Yikes! Okay, let me eat my french fry. I fumbled quickly to pocket my phone and speed walk back towards the dining hall. Delicioso. Share food. No. I would not share food. Where was I? The dining hall is not that cool. Hold on. Oh, okay. I thought there was like... okay. Where am I? Right. The dining hall is not that crowded yet. It's near dinner time, but there's still an hour or two before it'll be full with resort guests. The person I'm looking for is already there, stationed in a corner near the kitchen. Instead of being decorated with tablecloth and dining utensils like the rest of the dining hall tables, the one in front of her is bare and poorly piled with picnic preparations. As I walk closer, I recognize that they're ingredients, and Miss Sama is shopping a few things already. Sandwiches. Grab some bread and ingredients. She's so focused on her job despite clearly already being so skilled with the blade. I nod and settle beside her to start helping. How do you want me to? Watch. The moment Miss Sama is done cutting the tomatoes on her cutting board, her hands deftly grab a cut of piece of bread and start to assemble a sandwich. I can tell that she's slowing down so I can watch, and when she's done, she packs them tidily inside a lunchbox. It's simple, but it's somehow still very impressive. She really is a good cook. I mean, I don't think this would show that she's a good cook, but alright, Akuma, whatever makes you happy. I think that's the calmest I've seen Miss Sama. She barely swears or curses. She doesn't even glare. She's just calmly yet skillfully cutting away ingredients. I will do my best, Miss Sama. We spent the next few minutes in a routine where Miss Sama cuts ingredients and I assemble them into the lunchboxes. I fumbled a few at first, but Miss Sama simply told me to get another piece of bread. I think I'm getting better. My hands slow down for a bit as I see the ingredients dwindling. Her still cutting away a few more things for me to assemble into the lunchboxes later. Should I say something? Thank you for being so patient with me. Thank you, Miss Sama. What? I shrink, feeling flustered. When I see her actually pausing her work to look at me, I want to thank you for giving me the chance, for taking me to the festival this morning, for having the patience to teach and guide me. I know that you don't have to. My voice trails off, her silence making me unsure if I should be saying these things all these things out loud. Would she find it weird instead? Would she dislike it? I looked down, avoiding her eyes, wondering if I should leave it there. She'll probably appreciate me shutting up more, right? You learn quickly. Or have you always been able to cook? I jump, almost dropping the bread in my hand, as Miss Sama suddenly speaks up. I look at her and see that she's done with cutting, and is currently wiping her knife clean. But her eyes are still watching me. Only a little bit. Speak up. Ma'am, yes ma'am. I'm nowhere as good as you, but my Aniki has taught me basic cooking skills. It feels like my heart is louder than my own voice just now, but I soon realized that Miss Sama isn't actually angry at me. I watched as she tapped a clawed finger over her chin and thought, of course not. Actually, you're really not all that good. Ouch. But you listen, and you don't actually need that much hand-holding. You're quick on the uptake. With a little time, I could whip you into a decent line cook. I blink, my eyes going back and forth between looking down at the sandwiches, which I've made, and up to meet her stare. You really think so, Miss Alma? That is annoying though. Huh? I'm sorry. That stuttering, that hunched posture, that nervousness. You were hired into one of the best establishments in Central, and you've kept up with the workload for now. I'm still against hiring you full time, but you were hired at all. Do you underestimate the difficulty of actually meeting the boss's standards? Do you think that just anyone could have been hired? Or do you think this boss just has low standards? I don't get a big head. I hate that even more than your current pathetic self. But you're not bad at your job. I don't understand why you're so unconfident and think of yourself so poorly. I look at her with my mouth open, probably blinking owlishly. Miss Salmon simply continues to clean her workspace calmly, not minding that her words have freezed me on the spot. Really? I'm doing a good job? Miss Salma just told me that I'm doing a good job? Miss Salma? Of all people? Really? Don't suck off now, I just complimented your work ethics. Of course, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gaining points! Okay. Thank you, Miss Salma. Don't mention it, kid. The two of us finished preparing the rest of the sandwiches quietly, accompanied by the distant murmurs of the resort staff preparing dinner. Miss Salma's phone rings, and she swiftly takes it out. I think Akuma is a gender-neutral character. Like, I somehow see a woman in my aspect in their design. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be gender-neutral. I don't think there was a mention. No, I think there was a mention. I think the boy toy thing was a mention. But I think look wise, they're supposed to like they're very gender. They're very gender, as I would say. I close up the last of the lunchbox as she reads her message silently. Sarah will be here with the rest of the things. Hold the fort. Oh, you're not going to stay? Can't. Once Miss Salma is done cleaning them, she packs her knives back into her leather case, but she takes out one specific knife and keeps it in her hand. She gives me a look when she notices I'm watching the blade but doesn't say anything. As she walks out of the dining hall, I catch a last minute glimpse of her changing her grip from a more delicate pinch I've seen chefs do to something more akin to holding a dagger. I busy myself by stacking the lunch boxes and neatly grouping them into what type of food is packed inside. After a few minutes, I can hear Miss Sarah's high heels clack before the woman herself appears. Good evening, Aku. I'm sorry I was late. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn off my fan. Ow! Oh, Miro. You silly. Miro. Okay. As Miss Sarah comes closer, I notice her fussing with her clothes and tidying her hair. She must have just finished another work. What a busy woman. It's no problem at all, Miss Sarah. And here, Miss Salma has finished packing the food into lunch boxes. Yes, that's wonderful of her. Here are the bags we will use to carry them, and made a few extra snacks and drinks to pack. Miss Sarah tells me to pull chairs for us to sit around the table with before we both continue our packing. We go through a few minutes of silence before Miss Sarah speaks up. Haku? Yes, Miss Sarah? Why did you choose to work in YN? Sorry? I mean, I know that you were recommended by Varen, and he's a valuable patron to us, but why not work elsewhere? Oh, I wasn't sure if anywhere else would hire me. Aniki went and got me a job, so I thought he would want me to do that job. I didn't want to disappoint him by turning it down, and the pay is very nice, especially for part-timing in the serving industry. I could really use the money after all. You don't have to answer, of course. I was just wondering. It's a little embarrassing to say, but I am currently paid very well here, and I want to be able to afford my own farm someday. Oh, I mean, I think you've told us that, yes. I think that's wonderful, Aku, really. Miss Sarah tries to brush it off and just focus on continuing our work, but now she got me curious as well. If you don't mind me asking too, why do you want to work in YN, Miss Sarah? Is it money as well? It's to no one's surprise that the most populated region in the other world has the highest economic value and job prospects. But this also means the cost of living is super high. It's not uncommon for people to work constantly just to save a little bit of money. I'm grateful that my job pays me very well, considering I'm only part-timing, but at this rate, I'll be working years and years before I ever achieve my dream. Oh, posture check. Stretch. Oof. And drink. Oh, I gotta speed run this. I have like a stream at 8, I think. I'm grateful that my job pays me very well, considering I'm only part-time and I already read this part. Well, you can say that, I guess. Are the other staff working for money as well? Miss Sarah purses her lips in thought, as if thinking how to answer my question. I was about to assure her that she doesn't have to answer, but then she gives me an amused smile. Can you guess who told me that? He works at YM because he thinks Central is the most strategic place to access cheese from all over the world. I let out a slightly surprised laugh. That's definitely Mr. Barra, or something Mr. Barra would say. I really wonder what's with him and cheese. But really, in this economy, who doesn't work for money? I personally think he's had a difficult relationship with food, and having money would make food much less of a worry for everyone, right? Funny, isn't it? That we have to have money in order to have something we can't live without? It's like the system is saying if you don't have money, you don't deserve to live. Whoa. Ah. Well, Sama is a mystery. I think everyone knows that about her, even if that's it. Even as a Westerner, I think the war has given her deeper scars than most of her peers. Whatever she's planning to do, she'll want money to be the least of her worries. Ah. Oh, she's a war veteran. You're tired? I can hear you sighing. No, I just have a hard time breathing, that's all. It's like, it's like a little hard time breathing. I think it might be because I still have the flu. As for myself, I wanted to support the man I loved. Ah! We're already on our last bag, the one that Miss Sarah is holding in her hand. But she's slow to stop, her eyes glazed with the memory of that man I never got to know before he hired me. I told him I would always support him, all the way. And I did. I am. Every day I work for him. But I guess running a business in such a cutthroat city requires more than just my devotion. Don't do it too much. Could be a habit, which it did to me. Oof. I say as I sigh again. I stay quiet, unsure what to say to comfort her, or even just to not let her words hang there. I've never seen Miss Sarah look so torn before. She quickly realizes what she just spilled to me, and she tries to quickly put back her usually charming smile, but it's not working. She knows it no longer works after all that. I am so sorry, sweetie. That was embarrassing. I didn't mean I was going to. Miss Sarah sighs, places the bag in her hands back on the table, and uses her free hand to cover her face. She rubs her eyes as if trying to rub away the tiredness now I can clearly see in them. It's been 3 days since we went on this trip, correct? Yes, Miss Sarah. Have you been enjoying this trip? Have you gotten to know the others better? She pauses, but somehow I already know this is exactly what she wanted to know me. I wait for a few seconds before she removes her hands and meets my eyes. Even if one day that Wayne is not that all it seems to be, would you still wish to work with us? I'm silent for a few seconds. Both of us sit quietly, hands folded on top of the table, our work for the day somehow complete. I search her eyes, her face, then glance around the rest of the resort at the bustling staff rushing to prepare today's dinner. My thoughts drift to Bara, Sama, even Mr. Desam and the boss. I wonder what they could be doing right now and why. We can also pretend that I never asked you that. You don't have to answer everything. But I do want to answer her. Do I? Yes. Yippee! I remain until I honestly scared. I think I shouldn't. Okay. Even from the first day I started working at YN, I've had an idea that they don't only serve foods and drinks. It's a public secret, really. But after these past few days of interacting more with the other staff, I feel it only really sank in. I still don't know much of anything at all. I don't know what lengths these people could go to, and for what? Money? Power? Survival? But she seems fishy. She keeps acting. I think she knows already that we know that this isn't just a normal bar, but she doesn't know to what extent we know how much it isn't a normal bar. But then I think these are just kind of people my Aniki would know. Heck, that's just the kind of person my Aniki, who has raised and care for me, is like, and I trust him. Yes, I think I would still work with all of you. All I wanted for the start is for the people I'm starting to trust me too. So that's what I wanted to start with, trusting all of you. As my words hang in the air, Miss Sarah and I exchange a long, silent look. Miss Sarah's expression is a mix of conflicting emotions. There's a hint of surprise in her eyes, along with this touch of warmth at my honesty, yet sadness lingers in the lines of her face. She's worried. She's worried for me. Oh, you sweet, sweet boy. Oh, Akuma is a boy. You shouldn't. She sighs, the usual distant and professional air around her just melting with her tiredness. She's still smiling, as if she can't help but feel some happiness that I'm willing to be here, but at the same time she's shaking her head. I wish you never worked with us at all. She finally drops her gaze, opting to look at her bald hands instead, and remains silent. After a moment, she nods in understanding. Thank you for your help, Puma. I apologize for making you work when it's supposed to be a relaxing trip. These ads better give lots of money, Almond. Is it another ad already? Jesus. Pray that they give me lots of money. Amen. Why don't you go grab dinner and get some rest? It's our last night here after all. I just could have sworn I turned it off, but apparently not. It's our last night here after all. Oh. I nod and get up, slightly bowing my head respectfully before leaving the table. When I glance back, Miss Sarah remains seated at the corner table by herself. The bags of packed lunches in front of her are all ready for tomorrow. For our last day on this trip tomorrow. Oh, last day, huh? Ah, I realized that I've been awake before the morning crow of the rooster. I couldn't sleep so well. Throughout the night, my chest was filled with noisy heartbeats that constantly rung on my ears. The thing is, I'm unsure if this is because of a pleasant excitement or lurking anxiety. Wait, this game is fully released, yeah? Yeah, it is. It's free. You can check it out on itch.io. Regardless, today is the day. All the things that it's just a short VN. It's not a long one. If anything, the approximate playing time was 1 hour. We're almost heading 2. We'll finally define this spring trip. We'll finally define my relationship with my coworkers. I try to remember everything starting from when we unloaded our baggage in front of the resort. Just as I was about to sink too deep into reviewing my actions during the trip, the light of the morning sun lands on my face, reminding me to step out of it. Oh no! I hastily jump out of the bed and rush through my personal morning routine. I want to look my best for the peak event of this trip, physically and emotionally. We know an hour game played by you is not gonna be an hour. Yeah, that's what I said before at the beginning of the stream prior to playing the game. But I don't want to be late too. Wait, the car! I need to check the rental car. Oh no. Cool. Wake up, love. Akuma, hey! No. What? We're here, sleepyhead. Turns out I slept through the whole journey to the park. My mind is immediately overwhelmed by the thought of missing road trips, sing-alongs, gossips, and if they had a conversation about what they think of me. I guess I can only know now by how this picnic will go. I'm so sorry. At least I hope that this quick recharge was able to give me more energy for the picnic. Okay, let me open the door for my mom first. Mama Pie. No, Mama Pie's outside at the moment. Open the door. The view is incredible. After laying down on the picnic basket, everyone quickly settles to their seating spots, food and drink in hand. Still the errand boy that I am, I unloaded the rest of our belongings before I can fully join them. Just when I'm about to finish, I hear my coworkers call my name, motioning me to join them. Aku-chan! Better come here quick or Bara is taking all of the food. Untrue, I've saved some for him. Come on, leave the bags already. You can deal with them later. I hear Miss Salma snort before flicking Mr. Bara on the forehead. I laugh as he yaps dramatically. Sitting between them, I take my drink of choice and happily chat between them. This feels comfortable. It feels not right. I wonder if it's okay to call them more than just my coworkers now. I even got to know them so much better in such a short time. I need to thank Aniki for telling me to join this trip. And maybe I need to thank myself too for trying my best. Though, there is something that has been on my mind. Something that I was too afraid to tell them. But maybe, everyone? I have something to say if you don't mind. Everyone looks at me, making me freeze up a bit. I'm not used to being the center of attention, but I have to say it. Well, you've all called me Akuma, which means demon in my language. I mean I am, but my name is actually Akuza. It's kind of the same, so I don't blame you for mistaking it. Haha. Oh, his name is Akuza. And everyone's like silent. What? Akuma, Akuza, Onde Onde, Jandwe. It's all the same. Oh, I knew, honey. I was the one who took care of your application after all. Then why? I kind of got used to it. It's always so cute seeing you fluster every time someone misnames you. Just a little tease from my dear Aku-chan. Sarah might be twisted, but I'm not. Why didn't you tell me Akuza? Hey. I just like what Miss Sarah said, I get flustered easily and I'm afraid of correcting people. Bro, you don't have to be afraid to speak up to us. We're not your scary seniors. We're your friends. Did I hear that correctly? Friends? Yes, sweetie. Friends. I'm not hearing things, am I? I guess Deso is not a root after all, Almond. I'm in despair. Come on, you can sing it. Salma? Oh, is he an angel? Not. I think he's an angel, right? I can see he's kind of like any on the top. I just can't. I don't know. It's just like I can't see this part, I guess. Mr. Barra slapped Salma with his wings. The feathers are actually really soft and fluffy. Added with Salma's thick skin, that slap must have felt like nothing. What? The kid mastered the word friend already. It's time for him to learn to speak the better F word. Trust me, it helps a lot in getting stressed out, kid. I even teach you the ones in my language. Don't listen to Salma Akuza, I'll protect you. Oh, as if you're the holiest person between us. Well, I'm not, but can't you see? Technically, I am. Whatever. Whatever? Everyone's silent. That was so embarrassing. Oh no, what do I think of me now? Enjoying your time, aren't you, Aku? I'm so... No, I'm not going to let my fear win. I deserve to trust people. I deserve to be trusted. These are the people that deserve to be trusted. I deserve to trust myself. I'm so happy. And we're happy to have you, Akuza. I hope we can be even happier together. And I hope you guys can start eating your food. It's going to get cold. Yes, ma'am. Yippee! Okay. Yay! Good ending. Oh, yay, we got a good ending. No. Yippee! Alright. So that was, yay, spring trip with my coworkers. I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but I feel like the way that he actually had a name, you know, they had a name but they never really corrected it in time. I feel like that's a trans allegory, but I might be wrong. Or microaggression, either or, to be honest, but you know. There's another ending. There's a total of 3 endings, so I'm assuming it's the good ending, the bad ending, and the neutral ending. But that was fun. This is a fun game. It's a simple, straightforward game. There's not much options other than like, you know, you don't have to lean on one person or the other. They kind of just give you all the options. I wish there's more Decim in the boss so we can get to know them as well. I wanted to know more about them, so I'm so sad. But it's fine. Maybe there'll be like there'll be a sequel or something or equivalent, because I think there's more to the story, right? Or maybe it is in their other VNs. So like what I said, so Northme Studios also does like other VNs, different stories, like totally different stories. So you can check them out on Itch.io. I did send the link both on the Discord as well as Twitter. Again, you guys can personally play the game and check out the other endings. It is a free game, but it would be great if you had a spare dollar or two to donate as well. So I'm gonna end things here because you know we got another inning to get to. We got another stream to get to on YouTube, so I have to make I kind of have to make the waiting room for that. But thank you guys so much for joining. I think there were a few people who came back, right? So thank you also Sai Najumu to following me while I was offline. Thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate the rating. I don't know. Hold on. I gotta look through the lap because that's where I was. Sure, I guess we can read. I don't know who's on at this hour though. Most of the time my issue is like I don't know who's on at this hour. I guess I can read Ray. Ray's a good friend of mine. We haven't been able to talk because, you know, schedules. But yeah, that's the Ray friend. Okay. Here's the Ray message. Thanks. Also, thank you so much for Honda as well. I hope other people can see this game and figure it out for themselves. Or they can try the other VMs as well. Oh man, I mistyped that. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, we can do that one. That one's cute. Yes, dolls. Thank you. You sangat rajin making the rain messages. I know I'm not very rajin. Okay. Where is Ray? Ray. Okay. So Ray's just, you know, they're just using their in real life stuff at the moment, so I hope that's all good. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. I'll see you guys next door in a few hours.